Good morning, friends, and welcome to this very special pick a card today. We're celebrating a few different things. Number one, it's a new moon in Gemini. And I'm not an astrologer. I know just enough to be dangerous, but I know I have a Gemini moon. And so when the moon or the sun is in Gemini, I have the opportunity for some growth, right? And so today there's such a precious energy around this new moon, and it actually extends several days on either side of the new moon. And it's about reconnecting with childhood joy. It's about reconnecting with the part of you who wasn't worried. For some of you, that might have been before you were even germinated, where worry was part of your family's culture. And so you were like born worried. But there's a part of you that aches for the freedom that a child had. There's a part of you that wishes that things were easier. And that childhood part of you wants to give you a message. You'll hear some people talk about the inner child. And of course, we all have that echo of who we used to be, for sure. So the other cool thing I'm celebrating is these two new decks. You guys know I'm a big fan of Radley Valentine, and I use his decks all the time. And today, just today, I received it in the mail, and you guys are not going to believe how delicious the cards are. And then for our clarity, I'm using the Zodiac Tarot. I am so grateful for my dear friend Reem, who's over there at White Feather Tarot. You definitely want to follow her channel. And she's my inspiration. And the decks that I find that I love are often on her table first. But anyway, you guys are the first to get readings from this brand new deck. So welcome. Today we're looking for messages from that childlike part of ourselves, messages from who you used to be. With the new moon in Gemini, we're being called to investigate what's missing from our life. Where's the fun? See how lined up these all are in a straight line? That's the way we think life has to be, and we have to be messy like kids. We can't be so careful. We have to let ourselves be more playful. So I have my brand new deck. Aren't they gorgeous? And I'm going to use the animal spirits today to wake up our child, okay? So I don't even know what our pick is. I don't even know what the questions are going to be until I actually start the live and pick up the cards. So with this beautiful deck, let's pick our choices. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Okay, I like this one for pile 1. And I'm sensing this one for pile 2. And this one's peeking. Yep, pile 3. First of all, I could sit and look at the back of this card and do a reading on it. I will compliment the beautiful people who created this deck with awesome design. All right, let's take a peek. What is the message from that childlike part of you? What's important for you to know? What's the wisdom from your inner child? And we have the Otter card. It's time to kick back, relax, and celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from success in your career, the completion of a project, or a very happy home life. Okay, so that's pile number 1, message from your inner child. Pile number 2, we have Gazelle. You've worked hard, and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges may pop up, but don't worry. You'll go through them just as you have in the past. There you are, pile 2 and pile 3. Aw, I love this deer mouse. For the emperor, isn't that an interesting animal to choose? Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role as you have much wisdom to offer. Wow. Okay, so here's your 3 piles, my dear friends. We have the deer mouse, we have the gazelle, and we have the otter. So go ahead and make your selection. I will be adding timestamps below after the reading, and it'll be in the comments and in the description. Okie dokie. Let me see, 2 and 3. All right. So welcome to your reading, pile 1. I'm so glad to have you here because I love otters. All you have to do is Google YouTube otters and you'll be cheered up by watching their behavior. So your inner child kind of longs for that kind of ease and freedom. The part of you that has been very responsible for the last many years has taken over. It's like become the king of your life. Busyness, productivity, these things have been important for you. And your inner child is very grateful for the time you've put in, for sure. And understanding that sometimes childish things have to be put away, right? Somebody has to be the adult in the situation. Pile one, you may be somebody who grew up in so much chaos that you were more mature than the people you grew up with. Can you hear me? Can you feel it? Pop that thumbs up if you're resonant with this. Did you grow up in a family where the adults acted more like children than the children did? Because a lot of times that gets very confusing for a child because it feels good to help take care of things. It feels good to be the family hero. But later on in life, a part of you feels like it missed out on something. Okay, so let's grab our tarot and see what is the wisdom here. How can you touch that inner playfulness? And we have the moon and the lovers and the Six of Cups. So in this row, what we're seeing, my dear pile one, is that there is confusion. If you heard what I was saying earlier, there's definitely confusion about where does playfulness come in? Where is it? If you're so busy right now, you're so busy in your life, there's just no time for hobbies. But back when you were a kid, there were things going on around you that just poo-pooed or diminished playfulness. Like playfulness was not appreciated in parts of your childhood. And so it was just safer to pull that underground and not allow that playful spirit to come out. And it's caused you a lot of confusion. You may have a sense of humor that some people think is too salty. Like you may be sarcastic and your humor may come across really sharp. For you, it's fun, but for them, not so fun because it's lacking playfulness. It's got too much pain in it. Did you ever notice how much pain can be expressed with humor? And sarcasm is a great outlet for that. However, this is the card, the Six of Cups, of this reminiscing. Okay, so something's going on in your life right now. The new moon is a chance to make some intentions, powerful intentions, before the full moon happens in 2 weeks. So, what we're seeing here is that you can address this confusion and you can simply start to look for things about your childhood that were positive. What was the best part of it for you? I know some people say, you don't understand, Catherine. There was absolutely nothing in my childhood that was worth anything. I've heard that story. I have. Can I tell you one thing that did come out of your childhood that has high value? You. I mean, there's people right now who are so grateful you're alive. There's people right now, may not be your family, but you have people that bring out your best. And that's what is connected to this energy. Whatever it is that's the most fun for you to do right now, use that as a clue for how to get yourself out of this overly serious, thinking too hard about it lifestyle that you have. Things are going to move slowly for you. You don't want them to move fast. You can't shift gears this quickly. If you were in a cruise ship and you had to turn the cruise ship around, U-turn, that ship would have to go a long time the wrong direction before it could start to turn around and reverse. So your serious nature is part of who you are. Allowing playfulness in will sting a little bit. People might tease you because they might not get it. But you, at this point today, with this new moon, simply creating intention to find more fun in your life is going to change things in a major way. We have the Queen of Swords as your final card. So this is just perfection for me because the swords are the suit of your thoughts. So right now, you have mistaken thinking, stinking thinking. Thank you, Zig Ziglar, because you have some resentments. Nobody knows about it. It's like secret resentment. You have unfair. It's unfair. Unfair. What's unfair is that you're not letting yourself have more fun. It's possible because you need to open your thoughts to it first. So here we have the Queen of Swords. She's the queen of getting your thoughts organized. For her to show up here right next to this beautiful Knight of Pentacles energy, trust divine timing here. Make an intention to be drawn to more fun before the full moon. That's just 2 weeks. I intend to find fun in the next 2 weeks. Just put it out there. You got nothing to lose. And then watch for an invitation. Somebody just invited me to go out to a karaoke bar this Friday night. And I said yes, because I'm learning to not say no. I don't want to say no to social opportunities. All right. So, pile number one, your key is make up your mind first, set an intention to find more fun, period. And then see what happens in the next 2 weeks. Make a test, make an experiment out of it. All right. That's all we have for you. Pile number one. Thank you for being here with me. And I just wish you all the luck with finding a glimmering, finding some sort of surprise that will, when you think of it, when it happens, you'll remember this reading and you'll be thinking, what else can I do to unlock the fun part of my life? It is, you're going to get clues by seeking your inner child. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. It's your turn. And we have the Nine of Fire. So what strikes me right away is running. Did you run as a child? Were you a runaway? Were you on track and field? Was running a part of what kept you feeling good? Maybe that's Murphy. Murphy. Good. You're just fine. Come over here. Jump up on the chair. Go ahead. Good boy. All right. So there's, to me, when I look at this, I'm instantly um, drawn to the fact that this wild running animal is frozen in time. The photograph has frozen it in time. So I believe there's a part of you, pile number two, who was more active when you were a child. Now, all of us were. I used to climb trees when I was a child. And right now, as a grandmother, I would need to be careful if I took up that hobby. But I did love it. I loved it so much. So your first cue here, pile number two, is to look back into your childhood and see, were you more active? Was it fun? Did you run races? Did you, what was true for you when it came to action? Okay. Oops, this card wants to play, so we'll leave it out. Let's get some clues. Pile number two. What is it that your inner child has for you? And the first thing we have is the Seven of Cups. Okay, I don't want to jump to the story before I flip the cards for you. Okay, and we have the Five of Cups. Interesting. So yes, so there's a sense of longing. There is. I mean, pile two, you've had the sensation that something's missing. For sure. It may be. Oopsie. Sorry. I'm losing my camera position here. Something may have happened that interrupted a friendship that separated you from the hobby that was there, that there was a friend, somebody you enjoyed doing this running with. Pile two, such a specific reading. This may not resonate with everyone, but just I'm sensing this interesting. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles came out in the same position in pile one. So if you're at all drawn to the beautiful otters, you might want to look at pile one also. I highly recommend that. Then we have the Queen of Cups. Wow. So this is a time of emotional healing for you, my dear pile two. So it does show that there's been some loss and disappointment, and your inner child is here to support you for sure. And yeah, the Ten of Cups. Okay. There's no accident that you're watching this reading. Your inner child wants you to know that whatever you stopped doing, whatever was interrupted when you were young, where you just didn't get to do it anymore. So it could be that it was like, for example, in my case, I'm sorry, I'm having camera trouble here. In my case, I began piano lessons because it was something that I wanted to do, and my parents were arranging that for me. However, they only had one car, and so getting me transported anywhere was not easy. So my desire for the piano was interrupted. Not anybody's fault, but as a child, I thought my parents were the meanest parents ever. Okay, so many times something we cut off from ourselves is exactly what we need to be doing. Did you take horseback riding lessons when you were a kid? What were you doing that was the most fun for you? The promise here is that you do have choices, and I know you don't feel like you do. You might feel older, like I can't go back and do that again. Maybe not, but you have choices that will bring you emotional fulfillment. You're not as stuck as you think you are. The problem you're having is what they call crying over spilled milk, being disappointed in something. And that's where I'm saying something got frozen in time. And and yet the drive to do that thing, the joy you had when you were doing that thing you stopped. Could be an instrument, could have been acting, singing, it could have been building things, but something got stopped. The love is still there. There's a heartbeat to pick up what you left behind. Accept the fact that you will be creating some different offers in your life. You're going to have a different kind of life when you open yourself up to this. But a part of you has been just waiting in the wings, waiting to bring you waves of fulfillment. The Queen of Cups is a delicious, sweet, fulfilling, loving energy. You use that to create this wish fulfilled with the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is a promise of emotional fulfillment. So pile two, this could not be any more clear. If you want more information, that's a great time for a private reading. There's tons of people that will do that for you. I would be honored myself. But if you can't figure this part out, like if you say to me, well, Catherine, I didn't quit doing anything as a kid, that would be a good time to reach out for some more guidance, all right? This is a beautiful reading, though, so do some reverie. Just think back with love. Look back into your childhood. What was it that was fun that got cut off? What can you do to re-empower that? All right, so let's go on. Thank you so much for being here. If you're enjoying the reading, hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. Let me know what it is that you're most interested in with the pick-a-card readings, because I am always looking for ideas for what you would enjoy in a pick-a-card. And here we have the Emperor, and what a sense of humor, because the Emperor is like, the boss of everything, like higher than the governors and higher than the mayors and all. And we have this little tiny deer mouse, and it's so tiny that a clover in its hands it looks like a whole bouquet of roses. All right, so this is suggesting, pile number 3, that a part of you still feels really small, that a part of you feels tiny, unimportant, and invisible. Yes. So pile number 3, there's a sense of invisibility. And even though you have achieved so much and you have plenty to be proud of, your family never saw it. They still see you as something tiny and inconsequential. And so the problem is that you're so big. Your spirit is like wanting to come out, and people need to hear from you. You don't go through your life and get through it and still be here making the best of it if somebody else didn't need to hear your story. And so your time of being small is finished. Okay, so your inner being is saying to you, let's look at your accomplishments. Let's list your accomplishments. I had a coach challenge me once, and they said, write down 25 things that you're proud of, okay? 25 things. And so I said, okay. And I was going to argue with her and I was going to say, I don't have 25 things really. But I respected her 100%. So I went and I could write 5 pretty easily that I was proud of. But I had to really think. And it took me a few days to get myself to 25 things that I admired about myself. You guys have to do that. Look at the size of the shadow behind this little bitty mouse, right? The universe, the divine is calling you to step into who you are, okay? You are a tiny reflection of yourself. When you look in the mirror and you feel like, what could I do? I'm so small. How could I encourage anyone? How could I help anyone? The reality is, you have a big footprint. You offer so much to the people right in your neighborhood. The people that when you go to the store and you say hello to somebody, you can carry the energy of a tiny little being, or you can carry God's love in an limitless container. And when you take a moment and shower love on someone, they will drink from what you're giving them. Okay. You don't have to try to act bigger. You just be yourself more often. Okay. Let's see what the story is in the cards. Pile 3. You may feel that you're not qualified. You're just like, why would they pick me? I'm not a leader. I'm a good follower. But the reality is, there's a part of you that wants to lead. Okay, let's see what the cards have for us. I feel like I'm going to cut them. All right, so we have for you the moon. And again, the moon came out in pile 2, so you might want to review that. I always recommend that if the card resonates with you. And the Knight of Pentacles has already come out in pile 2 also. I'm glad I cut the cards. And we have the beautiful Six of Cups. Yeah, this whole new moon energy right now, and I was reading up on it because it's a new moon in Gemini, and I'm not an astrologer. I just research, but it said that the energy is very focused on childhood innocence and having people like forget why they're mad, forget why you're angry, why things upset you, and just stop and allow yourself to renew what it is you're wanting. You'll be just as happy as you think you will be, and that's the truth. And the Page of Wands here, and the Queen of Wands, beautiful, my personal favorite. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, all of this beautiful, beautiful, loving energy. Okay, you are being supported. So, pile 3, the first thing is, I would say you do have supporters right around you. There are 2 females. They may be in your family, but more likely they're friends, colleagues. Maybe you work with one of them. But there are 2 females that are not related to you, and they are golden for you. You don't need to hear from your own family when it comes to affirming your gifts. I have a feeling that that's been part of the problem. You have powerful parents, a lot of very strong, your growing up years were very strong and very controlling. And so you feel like you can't stand up, but you can. Lean on the people that God has brought to your life that you trust. You know what that's like, right? When you meet someone and you have rapport, and when they pray with you or when they speak to you, you feel so at ease. These are the things that can really facilitate your living out your achievements. So remember, our first goal is write down 25 things that you are proud of yourself. You achieved it. And if you get lost and you can't, start with the first one is you learned how to walk. Okay? You did. You were crawling. You felt tremendously insecure the first time you pulled yourself up and tried to walk. And when you were walking and you fell down, nobody said, "Oh, poor little thing, it'll never walk." No, they just allowed the errors to happen, and naturally you learned to walk. So your number one achievement of life is you're not crawling around anymore. There are countless small achievements. It should be a little challenging to come up with 25, but as you go through that, then you give yourself credit. Instead of being in the dark and saying, well, I don't have anything to offer, the opposite. You're like, I have a lot to offer. I just offer what's been given me. If you're good at, for example, if you're good at gift wrapping, you like to gift wrap, for some reason that's coming into my head. Well, then when it comes Christmas, you can volunteer somewhere as a gift wrap helper, right? There's a way for you to serve that will feel comfortable for you. You don't have to lead the leaders. You can learn to serve with a bigger presence. You do have the ability to connect to the loving parts of your childhood. You can look back and find storylines that will support you as you grow into who it is you're created to be. There's a wonderful teacher named Wayne Dyer. He now has passed away, but Wayne used to say, don't die with your music still in you. What is it that's untold? What is it that's unfinished? This is your opportunity. With this new moon energy today, you simply make an intention. Show me how to be more seen. Why is it so easy for me to follow the steps to this next level? Why is it so easy for me to find people that will support me and lift me up to my new position? If you get a lot of criticism, I get criticism, for what I do. Some people don't like what I do at all. And I used to be like that, hiding. And then I came out, and now I can find a way to share my ideas, and the people that like them will let me know. And the people that don't like my ideas, they let me know also. But my job is to just take it all in and make my own decisions. At this point, being an adult, I get to pick, and so do you. And it's getting tiresome to be in this squatted down position and you're not standing full up into your full being. Lots of support for you here. You can expect this summer to be really new and fresh for you. For this next 2 weeks before the full moon, be sure to get that list written so you know for sure what your strengths are, and then create an intention. I want to be more recognized for what I can do. I want to be admired and respected by the people that I admire and respect. Ooh, that's a good one. Write that one down. I want to be admired and respected in the same way that I admire and respect others. The magnetism that's created with that kind of intention is life changing. Okay. You're number 3, pile 3. Don't be nervous. You can handle it. Come back and tell me in 2 weeks. Come back and tell me. Okay. I want to know. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for coming and exploring my new cards with me. Again, this is the show you what they are. Ugh, here we are. This is the deck that I used today. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm eager to do more readings. If you would like to have this deck done when you order your reading, just mention it. I'm more than happy to. Any deck requests are always honored. And this was our tarot that I used. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And go forth and prosper, my dear friends. Love you. Bye.